Hello everyone and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are located in Frederick, Colorado. My name is Larry Vickers. I'm way excited about the video that we're going to bring you today because it's completely different than anything I've done. We're going to go on a trip today. So we're going to show you how to hook up your trailer, how to do a pre-trip inspection, what it's like when you're traveling, and how simple it is when you get back to go ahead and unhook your trailer and be done. And we're going to do it in a 2023 Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit Hauler. And as we look at it from the side, one thing that jumps out at us is the color of it. This truck is midnight blue. So that's a color that's been very successful for us in the past, and it really matches up with a lot of different trailers. For example, we're going to take a look, we're going to hook it to this trailer. This is a Cimarron North Star 8-horse with a trainer tack. It's a 2023. But on the trailer, on the back to the truck, you'll notice it comes with 2 storage compartments, a little bit smaller one in the back and a larger one up front. They are diamond plated. Plus, it comes with a connection for an air hose. As we continue forward, this is a trickle charger. That is to assist the batteries in maintaining power. It comes with 2 fuel tanks, 50 gallons each, one here, one on the opposite side. As the truck is sitting in rest, that fuel balances itself out. But when you go to fuel up your truck, you're going to want to do that independently. Beside the fuel tanks is a depth tank, which holds up to 6 gallons. This is the plug for people that live in cold climates. You can simply plug that in to heat the block heater. As we come around and take a view directly in front, starting at the ground and working our way up, tow hooks located directly in the middle. The bumper is broken into 3 sections. The reason is, if we get in an accident and we ding part of it up, we can simply replace that without even having to replace the entire bumper. On up, we find an aftermarket grille. As we take a look at the hood, that is made of compressed fiberglass. Consequently, it is extremely tough and durable. As we go on up and take a look at the windshield, that's 2,500 square inches of glass, which makes visibility simply outstanding. Let's take a look under the hood. That is the Cummins 8.9 liter engine. It is coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. This offers 360 horsepower and roughly 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. A big thing to notice here is just simply the size and the mass of that engine. If you compare that to a pickup truck, a 3500, the size and the mass advantage falls right here. And there is a reason that the Freightliners will go 750,000 miles compared to 300,000 miles that the pickups will do. As we come on in and take a look at the tires, it comes with Michelin 255 80R 22.5. One unique thing about the Summit Hauler conversion is right here. Those are tire balancers. So those have BBs and a little bit of hydraulic oil. So as you pick up speed and as you gain momentum, that balances the entire rotating mass. Consequently, it accomplishes 3 things. It's safer if everything is balanced. It's a more comfortable ride, In addition to that, it will extend tire life up to 40%. Now as we come on back, we see the treading here to assist us in getting up and in if the weather is wet out. And as we focus on the bed of the truck, it has 4-inch rails running along each side. As we take a look from behind, the backup camera is located right there, right in the middle. As we come on down, we see that there are holes already pre-drilled. If you are in need of more storage, we can send an additional storage box to your location, or with enough notice, we can have that ready for you at the time of delivery. As we come on back, we notice a trough is cut out. We've had numerous trade-ins come in with this beat up back here. So by cutting a trough out, that eliminates that. Right here is where we hook up the lights for the trailer. This is for the Voyager system. That's the same system that the backup camera uses. So if you are in need of more cameras, you can simply hook them up right there. Below that is where you hook up the lights for a bumper pull trailer. And as we go on down, we see a hitch for the bumper pull. As we come on around and admire the truck from this side, one thing that the Summit hauler conversion does is put extra weight on the back end. As we see from the side, it's obviously not balanced. There's more weight on the front than there is the rear. So by putting extra weight on the back end, accomplishes a few things. It helps prevent hydroplaning if you're driving through a rainstorm, and it helps with traction if you find yourself in a muddy situation. So that's one thing that the Summit hauler conversion does that a lot of the competition doesn't. So let's go ahead and hook up our trailer and get started. So now we're going to back up into the trailer. So in this type of a truck, it is very simple to do. The first thing we're going to do though is check our mirrors, and one thing you'll notice is how large these mirrors are. In addition to that, there's 2 on each side. So there's a bigger one on top and a little bit smaller one. So when we're backing up, if we want to use mirrors to help us, we certainly are more than capable of doing that. Now the next thing we're going to do is dump the air out of the bed of the truck. See this button that it looks like it has a little truck on it? By pushing that, that lets all the air out of the bed of the truck. Okay, another thing we're going to utilize is our backup camera, which is located right above me. So we're going to use the backup camera. We got all the air out. We have all of our mirrors set up. Let's back underneath. Okay, so we have the truck back underneath. I let all the air back into the bed, so therefore it's underneath the coupler. So all that's left is to secure everything. So we lock it down, put on our safety chains, and attach the breakaway. And we're ready. The next step is to hook up our lights. Now we drop the trailer. Now this trailer is equipped with air ride, so we can turn that on, shut our door, And that wraps it up. We're ready. Okay, so now we are all hooked up to our 23 Cimarron North Star 8-horse trailer tack. So now we're going to do a pre-trip inspection on the truck to make sure everything is set up and secure and ready to go. And we're going to start with make sure our safety chains are hooked up, the brakes hooked up, everything's secure, and that all looks good. As we continue forward, the back seat makes down into a bed, so we're going to make sure that that's working, the fuse isn't blown. This is a really nice advantage because a lot of the times we travel long distances, and by having this back here where we can jump back there and rest for an hour or two sure can make a big difference. So from here, we're going to back off the truck a little bit. See how the lights are all flashing. There is a light test button on the inside, and when we press that, all the lights come on the outside. Not only the truck, but the trailer as well. So we can kind of take a glance to make sure all the lights are working, and in this particular case, they are. As we're going to come forward and take a look at the tires, one, to make sure that they're in good working order and aren't worn out. In addition to that, one thing that's missed quite frequently is the tire pressure, and that's how much air is on the inside. A lot of people overfill them, and the best way, there isn't really a set number in terms of how much tire pressure should be in there. The best way to do it is to load up your truck with everything that you're going to take on your trip and then go weigh it. From there, you get on Michelin's website, and they actually have a chart that shows you how much air pressure needs to be in there in terms of how much the truck weighs. So you use that, and that's going to do several things for us. One, it's going to improve fuel economy if we have the correct amount of air pressure. Furthermore, it will extend tire life, and it'll make for a more comfortable ride as well. Now, some things we can check under the hood. You'll notice things are color coordinated under here. So where we see the red, that's for the Freightliner mechanics. That's what that's designed to do. But where we see yellow, those are things we can check. We can check the oil right here. We can check the fuel water separator to make sure that looks good. Power steering fluid right here. Now, if we do leave lights on and have to jump the truck, we do that right down here. But we're going to want to make sure that that cover on and that cap is secure. Another thing we're looking for is oil, to see if there's anything that just doesn't look normal. If this is covered in oil, or we see oil in a one specific spot, and it might be an oil leak, is something that might concern us. Now, as we come around and take a look from this side, again, we're checking for oil, and we're going to check more fluids. Antifreeze right here. We can check our air filter. Windshield washer fluid right here. Everything looks clean. We have the amount of fluid that we need. So from under the hood standpoint, we're good. One thing we want to check on all of them is the windows to make sure everything is clean and visibility is good. So we're fine there. And then we'll back off this side of it to verify those lights that we did on the other side. So we kind of go through and look to make sure all the lights are working. In this particular case, they are, so we're good to go. So we've completed our pre-trip inspection. We're ready to go, so let's jump on in. All right, so we're on the road. So let's see some things that kind of stick out at us. Boy, look how much room and space is in here. If you compare that to a pickup truck, it's really not even close. Another big advantage that this truck has, especially if you're comparing them to pickups, are these air ride seats I'm on. You know, so as we're going in our travels, I'm not feeling much in terms of bounce because I'm all on air. So that's a big advantage. Even though it's very, very good, there is a way that we can make it even better. We do sell the Hensley hitch, and probably 90% of my customers go on ahead and purchase that. So that is a hitch that is on airbags. So these little bumps that we're feeling, it eliminates that. In addition to that, it will prolong the life of the trailer simply because there isn't as much wear and tear on it. Now, if we can look straight ahead, I wanted to mention the visibility and how basically amazing it is. See how we're above traffic? So we can see things coming at us and along the sides as well. So that's one reason, because we're taller. Another reason is because of the windshield. That's 2,500 square inches of glass, which really enables us to see a lot. So the visibility is from height and the amount of glass on the windshield. One thing that makes the drive so nice are those tire balancers. You know, we mentioned those when we were walking around. That helps balance everything out, so that makes this ride even nicer. And I want to show you something. You know how heavy the trailer is behind us? Boy, we punch it, boom, we're up and going. It's not messing around. It's getting up and going quickly. Another really nice thing about this truck is how smooth it shifts. That's the Allison 6-speed. Allison has been around for a long time. Obviously there's a reason for that, and we're riding in one right now. So it shifts incredibly smooth. You know, the ride is incredibly nice and comfortable. Plus, I know I'm safe. We're in a larger vehicle. If I get in an accident with one of these cars or SUVs, I know I'm walking away from it. So those are yet even more reasons to look at this truck. Right now, we're on Colorado Boulevard. So you folks that aren't familiar with Colorado, you know, and I get that. This road, not good, okay? Not good. It's has a lot of bumps in it, and you can see we're going up and down a little bit. I'll give you that. But we're really not absorbing those bumps or filling those divots in the road or being jerked around really hard. See right there, we went up and down a little bit, but you know what? Everything's fine. We're very comfortable. It's not jarring me around. So that's a big advantage that the air seats have over a traditional pickup. Another advantage this has over pickups is the braking system. This comes with air brakes. So if you compare that to hydraulic, the advantage falls to air. And a couple of reasons why. This is going to stop quicker than hydraulic brakes. Plus, if you have a small leak in both, there's an unlimited supply of air. So consequently, we can keep replenishing that until we get a chance to get that fixed. So a braking system is a huge advantage that this particular truck has. And as you see, we're coming up to a stop sign right now. Right there, that was that exhaust brake kicking in. Guys, my foot isn't even hardly on the brakes. The truck is stopping itself. There it goes again. So that's one reason I brought you along to see this, so you can see just how the exhaust brake works. So the engine brake works. So we're coming up to a stop sign now. And we're going to take our turn nice and wide. Now the trailer that I'm towing weighs 10,800 pounds. So as you're going to be able to see how quickly that the truck accelerates, even though this is a large vehicle. This truck weighs approximately 14,000 pounds, which is basically twice as much as a pickup truck weighs. So its ability to get up to speed and lock that cruise in is really good. This truck is designed to go coast to coast, border to border, or in other words, make long trips. And the way you do that is simply get it up to your desired speed, set that cruise control, and basically know that you're going safely and comfortably as well. So as we're getting up to speed here, one thing to notice too, you'll see the turning radius of the truck as we turn. Now this truck has a sharper turning radius than your pickup does. So see, we're going uphill. Now I'm going to give it a little bit of fuel. See how quickly we're speeding up. Right now we're at 35. So it's doing really well. Speed limit here is 50. So I need to kind of watch that as well, but I wanted to hit it so you can see just how quickly this accelerates. In addition to that, how smoothly it did it. We're already 2.6 gear and you couldn't even feel anything as the truck shifted. So this is a truck that is designed to go long ways and to do it with power. So we're on our travel, we're pulling into a little town up ahead, we're on our way to our destination. You know, we're comfortable, we're not worried about having to make a turn up here. We're actually pulling into Dacono, Colorado, which is basically a nice little town in northern Colorado. We drew a great day to be out and about. The weather is perfect. It's blue skies, there's a few clouds, chance of rain coming up. So we're comfortable, we're coming into town. There's gonna be a stoplight up here. And I'll show you just how easily it is to maneuver through that. Now, we did take a look at the engine underneath the hood, and we are feeling the benefits of that engine. Not only will we feel those benefits today, but we're gonna feel it years from now. That's an engine that is designed to go 750,000 miles. So we don't have a worry in the world. We're in a brand new truck. It's not gonna break down on us. We're comfortable. So we're getting up to that stoplight just ahead.
The speed limit is 35 miles per hour.
And of course, we're on a Friday afternoon, so traffic is going to be a little bit busier today. So there's our engine brake kicking in again right there. Guys, I'm barely even pushing on the brake. And we have that trailer behind us. So we're going to respect the fact that we have a large trailer on, make the turn a little bit wider. And just like that, we're through. So while we're visiting on our trip, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Transwest. I mean, that's who I'm proud to represent, and there's a reason I'm proud to represent that company, and that's the way they do business. You know, very upfront, very honest from the start. They've been selling, Transwest has been selling trucks at this location since 1996. Another advantage that the Freightliner has over pickups is when it comes time to service them. An advantage to the Freightliners is service intervals. You know, these trucks are designed to go long distances. And by being able to do that, you don't have to service them as much. Maybe 2-3 times less frequent as a pickup truck. So that's an advantage to it. Transwest is known as an elite dealership. And there's several specs and qualifications that they had to go through to earn that elite status. And an example of that compared to, say, you go to a Ford dealership. All right, so we have our Ford F-350, we roll into the dealership. We notice we're behind the Ford Focus in line. They plop us down in their lounge, you know, and we sit there and we sit there and we sit there. They don't talk to us. We don't know what's going on. And 2 or 3 hours later, maybe get a chance to get your F-350 in. Well, let's compare that. Let's say you roll into Transwest or another Freightliner Elite store. They're all over the country. They will let you know what's going on in a very short amount of time. In addition to that, we have a lounge as well, but we take it a step further. If you're going to be staying the night, you we'll take you to your local hotel, things like that, show you the directions to restaurants, basically make it as painless as possible, because there's no doubt, if you're coming to us, it's because you have to. So if that's the situation, why not make it as comfortable for the customer as can be? So that's one reason that the service department is how they are. So right now we're sitting in front of Transwest Service Department, and I wanted to bring up that Transwest is Certified Freightliner Elite. And what that means basically is these are the best techs out there. These are certified Freightliner techs. They don't only go to national competitions, they go to national competitions and they win them. So this is a completely different animal that you're dealing with that you haven't before. In addition to that, let's talk about the parts department. Jason and his crew do an outstanding job in there. If you need an engine, if you need a transmission, basically whatever you need, these guys can get. And because we have that elite support, they have them in stock. We're not reaching out to other dealerships. We're not begging Freightliner for stuff. We already have that in stuff to get it to you and get it ready to go. So when you combine those three things, the outstanding service department we have, the parts department on point, ready to go, plus you're purchasing a high quality vehicle from an honest dealer, you can really rest your head at night after you purchase the fact, knowing you're getting a quality vehicle, and if something happens, somebody's here to have your back and take care of things. So from this point, we're going to head back to the ranch. We're going to talk about how to unhook and then just kind of wrap things up. So we're going to get going. Okay, we finished our trip, so all that's left is to unhook the trailer. Now, as you can see, the safety chains have been taken off, the breakaway's off, we've unlocked it as well. In addition to that, we unhooked the lights. So, now I'm going to go let all the air out of the bed of the truck and pull ahead. So let's review what we did today. Basically, we took a trip and we did it in a Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit Hauler. It can be found at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. And we took you through all of the steps. We went from backing up into the trailer and hooking it up. We utilized the backup camera. We utilized the dump valve that assists us in backing up underneath. From there, we did a pre-trip inspection together. We saw how all the lights light up on the outside. We went under the hood and looked at some things that we need to check and can check before we ever start our trip. And then we went on our journey. And during that time, we talked about the visibility and how easy it was to see out. We could see above traffic. We could see things coming at us. In addition to that, we discovered that it was a very comfortable ride, as well as we talked about the air seats and how it really limits the bumpiness as you're going up and down the road. From there, we came back and unhooked the trailer for you. Very, very simple to do. Again, utilize the dump valve and simply pulled away. So this is the safest towing option on the market today. And what makes it so is various things, from the size to the air brakes to the suspension. It comes with extremely large engine that's really going to last a long time. So from an economic standpoint, this is one that's going to be very hard to beat because the longevity. It will go at least 750,000 miles if taken care of. Well, compare that to a pickup. You know, recent data is showing 250 to 300,000 miles is about what you're getting on a pickup. So from an economic standpoint, the advantage falls to Freightliner. Let's talk about ergonomics. In other words, comfortability. The Summit Hauler conversion offers the softest and most comfortable seats on the market today. In addition to that, the air ride seats, both the driver and passenger. And finally, we did see how the back seat makes down into a bed. So when you combine all of that together, you have a very ergonomic package that you can purchase. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me at 303-684-3404 or feel free to email me at larry.vickers@transwest.com. Thanks for tuning in today.